From humble beginnings on a farm in Brighton, Ontario to the brightest stage in international volleyball, Ontario Volleyball Association Hall of Fame inductee Charlie Little has built a legacy defined by service, leadership, and a long-time commitment to growing the game. Charlie's volleyball story began almost by accident. In 1966, he was encouraged by his phys ed supervisor to join a local rec volleyball league. In the pursuit of just getting better, his rec team joined some OVA tournaments, had a coach by the name of Mike Bogarski join in, and ended up at the national championships in Edmonton. Though they didn't win a match, it was an incredible experience that solidified his love for the game and a desire to give back to the growing volleyball community. Back in Scarborough, Charlie would continue competing with the Scarborough Kings in Ontario Open events during an era when elite American teams regularly crossed the border to compete. He laughed while recalling facing an Olympic-caliber hitter who could spike effectively with either hand. Charlie managed one memorable block early in the game before promptly being reminded of the incredible level of international competition when the ball bounced off his head and touched the ceiling on the very next play. Off the court, Charlie was part of the grassroots movement during the OVA's earliest days. Charlie worked alongside pioneers such as Anton Ferlani and Kit Lefroy, helping grow the game through volunteerism, community partnerships, and a shared passion for creating opportunities for young athletes. Ferlani at this time was running the OVA out of his basement, printing the old Spikers magazines on a vintage Stetner. Charlie and other teachers helped him secure facilities, run programs, edit, and print OVA documents at the local schools. Along the way, Charlie worked tirelessly behind the scenes as club executive, setting up courts, fundraising, and creating a family atmosphere around the sport where athletes, parents, and volunteers all felt connected to something special. Wives, girlfriends, and parents sold sandwiches and soft drinks while young athletes discovered a lifelong love for volleyball. It was community building in its purest form. While running these programs, Charlie had noticed a number of referees in the area was falling behind the growth, so in the early 1970s, he went all in, getting his provincial badge under legendary officials Alex Palu, Ev Hollick, and Walter Stakansky. The next year is regional, and the next is national. Charlie had quickly become one of the country's premier volleyball referees officiating university, college, and OVA matches throughout the 1970s and 1980s. The pinnacle came at the 1976 Olympic Games in Montreal. Selected as one of the tournament's top officials based on merit and performance, Charlie first refereed an Olympic exhibition match between Poland and Mexico before he earned the honor of serving as linesman for the thrilling 5-set men's gold medal final between Poland and the Soviet Union. The match remains one of his proudest volleyball moments of his life. Charlie's officiating career also included 1983 World University Games in Edmonton and major events throughout 9 provinces, helping elevate the standard of officiating across Canada. Away from the court on the provincial referee committee, Charlie helped develop the next generation of referees by teaching clinics, mentoring officials, evaluating matches, rewriting referee education materials, and creating case books used throughout Ontario. For more than 35 years as an elementary school teacher and principal, Charlie coached entry-level volleyball where he did far more than teach just skills and systems. He created opportunities, built confidence, and fostered a love of the game that stayed with students long after they left his gymnasium. At Hunters Glen Public School and later at Charles Gordon Senior Public School, Charlie's teams were technically advanced and tremendously successful, helping fuel powerhouse secondary programs across the region, with former athletes capturing multiple provincial championships. Many of those athletes went on to play in the OVA and post-secondary programs across Ontario and Canada, with 3 representing Canada at the World University Games. For his leadership within the Scarborough Public Schools Athletic Association as both a coach and convener, and his extraordinary commitment to youth athletics and school sport, Charlie received the association's Distinguished Service Award upon retirement. Even after retiring from education, Charlie continued serving his community, driving a school bus in Scarborough, including an OVA bus to tournaments, always staying connected to the families and communities he cared so deeply about. He also instilled the love of the game into his family. His son Jeff watched Charlie play in rec leagues into his mid-50s, would play OVA and OUA and go on to coach, while his granddaughter Sydney is a current OVA athlete. 3 generations connected through the game Charlie loves so dearly. Charlie Little's legacy is not defined by one championship, one match, or one title. It is defined by decades of selfless service as a builder, coach, educator, referee, mentor, volunteer, and for truly embodying the spirit of volleyball for life. And for this, he is welcomed into the Ontario Volleyball Association Hall of Fame.